Welcome intellectuals to our today's wonderful tutorial. So we are going to conclude question 10. We are going to do a very wonderful question, which is question D. Okay, so question D has got an interesting part with different kinds of trigonometric identities which we have to look into. So this is our question D. So we have cos 2x plus 3 sine x minus 2 is equal to 0. So what I want you guys to understand first is this has got an identity which we call a double angle identity. So whenever you have okay, let me take you back to this. So whenever you have cos 2a is same as cos squared a minus sine squared a. Okay, where I said also to say cos squared a can also be given by cos squared a can also be found by 1 minus sine squared a. This is coming from another identity. This is coming from this identity which I said cos squared a plus sine squared a is equal to 1. So making this the subject of the formula, that's why we have this. So what we are going to do, we are going to say our cos 2a. So let's see this, where there is this part, we are going to replace by this part. I taught this, I'm just answering for the sake of you guys who are seeing this for the first time to understand. So we're going to have 1 minus sine squared a minus sine squared a, this. Okay, so cos 2a is no other than 1 minus, because when you have this and this are one and the same, so I'm going to have minus 2 sine squared a. So this is an identity for a double angle identity. So we have this one and this one. So guys, all these things we talked about. So for you guys who may see this for the first time and think as if there's 20 things, just WhatsApp me on this number so that you guys can be part of our tuition and be able to access all our lessons which you actually missed. Registration is just 70 kwacha per course. Okay, so once you register, you'll be able to access all the lessons in, if it's mathematics 70 kwacha, chemistry 70 kwacha, biology, and all the 4 courses which you actually know, guys. So after knowing this information, where there is this, this a can also be x. We can press x since we are using x to avoid confusion. So you can say cos 2x is just 1 minus 2 sine squared x. So we are going to say where there is cos 2x, we are going to replace 1 minus 2 sine squared x plus 3 sine x minus 2 is equal to 0. What else can we want to understand? We can just, this and this are like terms, so we can say 1 minus 2, we're going to get what? Negative 1. So we're going to have negative 2 sine squared x plus 3 sine x is equal to this 1 minus 2, we add negative 1 is equal to 0. So when the equation leads here, this is where a lot of students make a lot of mistakes. So because this is a quadratic formula, this is a quadratic equation in terms of sine x. Okay, so now the way I used to solve these questions. Otherwise, this kind of what I'm going to show, it is not even in your lecture notes, but I'm going to show you this simple trick. So what you do, you are going to write sin x be equal to x. Okay, I'm going to write sin x be equal to x. That means to say whenever there is sin x, you're going to replace by what? By x. So I'm going to have negative 2. Because here we have sin x squared, that means we're going to put x squared. Because sin x is just x, so sin squared x, are going to put x squared plus this sin x will be replaced by x. We're going to have 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. I think now you can clearly see what I was saying, that this is just a quadratic equation in terms of sin x. So now after this, you are going to appreciate that you are going to find the product. The product is negative 2 times negative 1, which is 2. The sum is just the coefficient of x, which is 3. Then the factors are two numbers that we can multiply to have 2 and add to have 3. It is 1 and 2. Okay, because not quadratic equation is not a concept which I can take time to solve, to actually explain. So next thing is this part is going to be replaced by this. Okay, we're going to have negative 2x squared plus, now we're going to have plus 2x plus x. This is just the same 3x which we've written here, and minus 1 is equal to 0. Very interesting. So this part we can just factor out. Here we have a common part. We are going to factorize now this. So we are going to say which is common here is 2x. So negative 2x is common. Negative 2x into negative 2x squared, we're going to remain with the x. Then negative 2x into 2x, we're going to have negative 1. Then here it is already been factorized, so you can just say positive 1, then x minus 1, because multiplying by 1 doesn't change anything, is equal to 0. So you can take now these two numbers which are outside, guys. You're going to have negative 2x plus 1. Then we put what is inside there, x minus 1, to be equal to 0. Okay, as we can see now, how many equations we have? We can split these two equations. We're going to have negative 2x plus 1 is equal to 0 to be equation 1, and equation 2 to be x minus 1 to be equation 2. Very simple. So I'm going to solve now these two equations. Okay, so the first equation is negative 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. We have negative 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. This is our first equation, or our second equation is x minus 1 is equal to 0. Is our second equation. Let me check. Yes. So what we are going to do, guys, we make x the subject of the formula. So our value of x is going to be equal to negative 2x is equal to this. Go to the other side to become negative. You can divide by negative 2. So the value of x will be no other than negative 1. Negative will cancel. We're going to have half. Same applies here. We can make x the subject of the formula. So the value of x is going to be equal to x is going to be equal to, we can take this to the other side. Now let me remind you something very interesting. Okay, don't end here. We made an assumption to say sin x is equal to x. So whenever there is x, we put sin x, so that we get back now into a trig equation. So this will be replaced. We are going to say but sin x is equal to x. I can write even here the same, but sin x is equal to x. So I'm going to replace here. I'm going to write sin x is equal to half. This concept is the one which I used to answer trig without, because the question that they will give you is the question which has a trig, I mean a quadratic function in it, and it becomes so complicated when you are trying to solve a quadratic equation in terms of sin x. So by using this concept, I used to use things were very simple for me. So sine x is going to be replaced by sine x. In this, we're going to have sine x is equal to 1. Okay, now you can see that things are almost done here. So we have solved something like this. So we just find the reference angle. So the reference angle, you know, sine x is equal to half. The reference angle which gives sine x is equal to 1 is 30 degrees. So we know that 30 degrees sine 30 is half, for those who remember on special angles. So next what do we need to know now are the quadrants. So the quadrants, we're going to ask, since sine x is positive, which quadrant in which sine is positive? So it is in quadrant 1 and in quadrant 2. So in quadrant 1, what is the value of x we maintain? So x will be the same as the reference angle. In quadrant 1, we maintain the reference angle. In quadrant 2, we are going to have the angle to be 180 minus the reference angle, which is going to be 180 minus 30, which is going to give us 150. Okay, now sine x is equal to 90. We don't even to start looking for the reference angle, because we only have one angle which gives us sine x is equal to 90, and that special angle is 90. Sine 90 gives us 1. So the value of x therefore is going to be equal to 30 degrees followed by the same 90, then 150. So this is how I made this very interesting, so, and very straightforward. So guys, if you find the video helpful, please consider subscribing to my channel. You like the video, you also share. And in first and foremost thing, I always emphasize knowing how to solve questions without understanding the concept behind it. That's a sheer waste of time. So what you can do, guys, register under our tuitions at a fee of just 70 kwacha per course. Okay, so that you may be able to understand these things that I'm telling you, the special angles, the identities, the reference angle, the quadrants. You may be able to understand these through the lessons which you missed. We recorded those lessons, and you'll be able to share those lessons so that you may hot on your free time, and also be able to interact with me in terms of questions and what. Once register, I answer all the questions that you can give me. So just register using this number which I also mentioned, 07763696666. So don't forget, guys, to share the video to your friends. So these videos that I'm allowing you guys to share, I know the reason that I'm allowing you to share, because most of you don't actually know what I mean by saying register. You have to see maybe what we do. So that's why I allow these videos to be shared. Otherwise, there are videos that I don't allow to share. Even when you go on my YouTube channel, you will see videos, about 44 videos, I'm sure. But there are more than 500 videos on my channel, of which these videos can only be accessed by those that have registered under my tuitions, and it's only me who share those videos. So register, guys, so that you may be able to continue enjoy mathematics with me. So thank you for watching, guys. See you in the next lesson.